morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Danielle King and this is the YouTube channel for Kiht Collective. If you can make sure you subscribe and like this page, that would be amazing. This morning I wanted to interview Vicki, the beautiful Vicki Mellard. She's got an amazing story. I'm going to let her intro herself and tell us a little bit about who she is. But I really wanted to interview her because I think she's a really inspiring woman. She's got a great story and she's doing some really amazing things. So, Vicki,
yeah,
we'd like to say hello.
Hi. So I'm Vicki. I am a personal trainer, gym manager and fitness, health, lifestyle blogger. And body positivity advocate. It's quite a long title.
It's amazing.
So yeah, I mainly blog about empowering women, body positivity, workouts, training, that sort of thing, and I kind of incorporate that all into my personal training and kind of just go from there. So that's me.
Can you just talk us through how you actually got into personal training?
Yeah. I'm gonna reduce this down a lot because the story's quite long. I was 18 years old. I went on a gap year, needed to get a bit more experience before I went on to university because I wanted to do dance.
Yeah.
So I spent my year working as a waitress, working as a dance teacher, kind of like getting experience, shadowing, so I was running lots of classes with other people, obviously dancing myself, so I was busy like all the time. And that kind of led me down a spiral of not eating, basically, because I just wouldn't have time. It kind of became quite addictive. So I was doing so much exercise, working all hours, and just not eating at all. I noticed that I was losing a lot of weight, but I kind of liked how I looked. So it was then became a thing of, oh, I need to still be this skinny. And I was never anorexic or anything like that, but I was severely underweight, and I had a disordered way of eating. Because I couldn't go over 1,000 calories, I'd count it all, I'd like purposely skip meals and pretend that I'd eaten. So all of that kind of accumulated over my gap year, and obviously I was like auditioning for dance universities, so I was like felt the pressure to kind of look a certain way and fit in like tiny leotards and tights that I used to have to wear. I went away to uni and started doing my dance and kind of realised there that with the help of a couple of teachers actually, and some of my friends at the time, that I couldn't dance and still be only eating 1,000 calories.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. I got myself into quite a negative relationship as well, which didn't really help. So it kind of all kept on spiralling down, but instead of just not eating, I would not eat and then I'd binge.
Right, so that became a new...
So it became a new thing. So it was like I'd gone from under-eating, over-exercising to still doing that but also binging at the same time, which made me feel really rubbish, and then I'd restrict what I ate. And that kind of happened throughout uni, but I did start to increase my eating as well.
Yeah.
So I started to increase my eating, still doing lots of exercise, but it was a little bit more regulated.
Yeah.
Once I graduated uni, I actually decided that I didn't really want to dance anymore. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, so I stayed in London and I nannied for a year. And it was while I was doing that I had quite a lot of free time, so I started to go to the gym during the day, and I got a personal trainer because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And when I went for my induction and stuff, they were like, have you thought about a personal trainer? Had a trial session, absolutely loved it because she got me lifting weights, and I was like, oh, this is new. So I started having a personal trainer, doing loads of classes, and I just fell in love with fitness in a way that I hadn't done before because it was a punishment, whereas now it was fun.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think that kind of made me realise that that's what I wanted to do.
I know you talked a little bit about how you found controlling food helped you. Do you think that a lot of that was to do with all the change that was going on in your life at the time, that you needed something to hold on to?
Yeah, I think if anyone has an eating disorder, it's mainly because that's the only thing that they have control over.
Yeah.
So when I started, I was living at home and I was on a gap year, but I was trying to be independent as well. So I was working, I was trying to save money, I was teaching all these classes, I was doing a lot of classes, and when I started to purposely like lose weight and eat minimal calories, it was a sense of control, because I could control exactly what I was eating, and because I was out all day, I could just go home and say, oh, I ate at work, or I ate, or I could just be like, oh, I'm just grabbing a bowl of cereal because I ate quite a lot of work. And I probably didn't, but that was how I justified it.
Yeah.
So it's that control. And then when I went to uni, it was down in London, and I'm from the Lake District, so it's like massive difference.
Huge.
It's a town to a city, it's like country, and it was lots of different changes, really homesick, and I couldn't just go home like a lot of my friends. They were all from down south, so they used to go home at the weekend, so I used to be on my own. So it was kind of like, I'd have exercise, because I could do that, or I'd just be sat in my room, so it kind of became like, right, so I'd do loads of exercise, and then I'd go home, or my uni room, should I say, and I would just eat and eat and eat, especially on a Saturday night, if nothing was happening, no one was around. That would be when I would just binge, because I felt like there was nothing else I could do.
Yeah.
So a bowl of cereal would turn into 2, 3, 4, the whole box, followed by biscuits. Like, it was ridiculous. But that's how I have control, and I think I've always had that up until about 6 months ago, when I kind of stopped tracking food. I've always felt I've had to have control of that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, when everything else around you is manic, food is, and food and exercise are the two things that you have control over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't, that's when you go into a downward spiral, because it's out of your comfort zone, you're not used to it.
Wow. So even when you would, you were saying you would have a binge and you'd eat like maybe a full box of cereal, in your head, are you still aware of the amount of calories that are in the cereal, or is that just a different...
Yeah, so by that point, it completely switches off. And it's just a case of, I just want to feed myself happy. And that's kind of what it was. So calories go out of your head until the next morning, and it's like, oh my god, I think I ate about 3,000 calories, I can't eat today. But that's kind of like how it went down. But then the negative side of that is that when I got to kind of a healthier relationship with food, but I still binged, I would be doing these like 3,000 calorie binges, and then the next morning waking up going, it's fine, it was just one night, let's carry on with the rest of the day, which is fine. But if that happened like every, I don't know, if I went through like a bad period, and that might happen like once a week or whatever, it starts to add up.
Yeah.
So that was kind of when I started to like gain weight too fast.
Right, yeah.
Because I was, so I kind of went the other way and got in a negative relationship that way, so it didn't happen overnight. So I went from like being in religious control with what I ate and binging to kind of not so much but still binging, and then tracking macros and then still binging. And it just got to a point where I was like, if I'm binging, I'm just not feeding my body properly. So let's feed it properly. And lo and behold, there's no binges anymore. There's overeating, like everyone does, but there's no sit down and just eat for the sake of eating.
Vicki, you talk about how obviously you've been through like a lot, and through this journey you found personal training and decided to become a personal trainer because you found a love of health and fitness. What do you love about being a personal trainer?
The main thing that I love is helping people find a love for fitness again. So I think a lot of people see fitness as a punishment or a chore or something they have to do. And I love it when clients have a few sessions and then like, I love training now, like I love the way that like fitness makes me feel, like they start to enjoy exercise because they're doing it because they like it rather than because they have to.
Yeah.
Another big thing that I really love is just changing people's perceptions of why they need to exercise.
Brilliant.
So rather than exercising to look a certain way, it's all about exercising to feel really good, for your health, to be able to grow old and still play with your grandchildren. Like that's the main thing that I love about fitness, is why I train, and that's what I really enjoy with clients. Like I love getting them to focus more on why they're training rather than to look or lose certain things, looking at what they're gaining from that fitness.
You've been a trainer for a while now. Have you found that you've adapted into the role, or have you changed the way you train people? Have you learnt lessons along the way, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been a personal trainer for nearly 3 years actually. It's coming 3 years in December. And
Congratulations!
I just realised that. And when I started, I didn't really have a clue. So you can get a personal training qualification quite easy. It's only when you become a personal trainer that you become a personal trainer, if that makes sense. When I started out, I needed clients, I was completely self-employed. So I did loads of tasters, I was training anybody, male, female, different ages, whatever their goal was, I was going to help them get there. And I look back now, and some of the stuff I used to tell my clients is ridiculous, but it's what I believed at the time. And now, because I'm really into female empowerment and body positivity and body confidence and training because you want to look and feel incredible, but you want to be healthy. So it's not about I need to be a size whatever, or I need to be X stone or kilograms. It's about I just want to feel amazing every day. I want to feel sexy, I want to feel strong and fit and healthy. So now my training style is all about that. And it's all about just letting them come away and feeling really good. So whether that's with weights, whether that's with body weight, whether that's with HIIT, running, yoga, dance, anything that they want to do, that's what I pushed onto them. Like I obviously have my core weight training and HIIT and cardio and body weight. I have my little things I do, but it's not one size fits all. So I'm very much a case of I will only train you to feel and fit, healthy and strong. And if a client wants a quick fix or an instant transformation, then I won't train them. I will pass them on to someone else.
So alongside working full-time as a personal trainer, you set up a blog, which is amazing. So if you can just tell us about your blog. You need to give us your blog address.
So it's just my name. It's really original. So it's just VickiMellardPT.com.
I'll put the link on here.
And I basically set it up because my Instagram captions were getting too long. That is literally the main reason. And I was talking to my friend and I was like, do I do it? Don't I? Because she already had one. And she's like, just go for it. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You don't lose anything. So I started it just to give out workouts and fitness and health advice, as well as like little food recipes and things like that, and just kind of let it tinker alongside what I was doing, and kind of like anything that a client would ask or bring up, I'd be like, oh, I'll blog post about that, as well as documenting my own kind of journey at the time. So that's where it started. And so I was getting to the point where I was like, I can't make up any more recipes because I don't have the inspiration for that. And so like my little ethos is all about finding your balance, being confident and getting strong. Like that's my thing. So I've now made my blog into sections of finding balance, being confident and getting strong. So in the finding balance, it is literally all about lifestyle and finding that balance between exercise, eating well, social life, understanding that you don't need to go hard 24/7, that you can enjoy time off.
Completely.
So that's kind of that one. Be confident is all about body positivity and body confidence. So I've totally managed to go from this girl that looked in the mirror and hated herself and strived to be as skinny as possible, not accepting compliments, not feeling beautiful, to someone now that could not care less what size clothes I'm in, as long as they fit me, I don't really mind. Looking in the mirror and feeling really good and loving what I have, accepting my body for what it is, and understanding that I can change it, but I can also still love it while it's going through that process. Yeah. And I want to help other women do exactly the same. So through this Be Confident side of it and through like my Instagram, it's all about empowering women to feel incredible. And then the Get Strong is all the fitness side, so it's workouts, it's taking it back to basics and giving people technique advice and how to build their own workouts and little things like that, so that if someone wants help with their training, or they want to research a little bit on it, or they want to understand how to be a bit more positive, they can just go to my blog and it's there, so it's almost like a resource. And then obviously there's like bits of me and like my journey, and obviously like if I do any like reviews or anything like that within Manchester, it's there as well. So you've got like the female empowerment side of it, and then you've got the Manchester blogger side of it, and they kind of pair together. So that's kind of my blog, and that's where it is now.
You've won some awards, which is also amazing. So congratulations. And which, you know, for anyone who's a blogger, winning awards and things like that is incredible. I think really celebrates what a great job you're doing. Where do you want to go next with the blog? Where would you like to see it?
I want my blog to become a resource. So I want it to be the place that any woman who wants any help with fitness, with healthy lifestyle choices, with empowerment, with body positivity, goes to. Come like 2019, it's the kind of big thing that I want it to be, so I can get opportunities to create things for people, like, I don't know, guides or something a bit more, like I'd love to do, I'm nowhere near for it because my public speaking's not very good, but I'd love to go and speak to people about like body positivity and how they can bring themselves out of whatever rut they're in into where they could be. So I'd love my blog to enable me to go into schools and help young women, like for teenagers. I think it's a really impressionable age.
Oh my god, definitely.
Into workplaces to kind of see like you are at work, but this is how you can be healthy at work. So that sort of thing, I just kind of want to, I don't know, just help everyone. I just want to be like empowering women. Vicky, like that's, I just want to be known for that sort of thing. So over the next few years, that's kind of where I want my blog to go.
Obviously, if you're really into health and fitness and you work out a lot, what is your favourite thing to do when you're working out? What do you love?
I love leg day.
Leg day? Oh my god, the hardest day.
Especially if it is glute focused.
Oh really?
Because I never used to have a bum. I was literally a pancake.
Pancake bum?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, because I wanted to have tiny legs. So you can't have tiny legs and a bum unless you've got implants. Like, it's really not viable because you need thighs. So I love a good glute day, so like hip thrust, straight leg deadlift, all your different like glute variation, close leg press, split squats, they're one of my faves. I really look forward to my Saturdays because they're like my big leg day.
But you've talked about empowering women, body positivity, and wanting to make women feel great, but it's less of a physical thing and more, I think, internal. What makes you feel great?
I think the main thing that makes me feel good is just knowing that I'm okay. Like, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm surrounded by a network of amazing women that are there to support me, that empower me, that inspire me every day. my family, my boyfriend, my friends, like it's all, I have it all. And now be able to say, I am happy with who I am, and I will look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I look pretty good today. And I know how to dress for my figure, I know how to train how I want, I know what fuels my body, then that's what makes me feel good.
What would you say, like, you've obviously been through quite a lot, what's the biggest thing that you've learned in your journey so far?
To accept who you are, accept your body for what it is, and then go with it from there. So the biggest thing I've achieved is accepting myself and accepting my body for what it is, and understanding that I can change it if I want to, but it's only going to change with me in a positive way if I make it that way, and embracing everything about me and loving it. And I think by doing that, I've really noticed that everything falls into place. I don't need to look a certain way for people to like me. They're gonna like me no matter what, because they like my personality. And I think once I did that, once I accepted and started to love my body and love myself, then I think my personality got a lot happier, because I wasn't as stressed, I wasn't as insecure, I wasn't as low. I think that kind of reflected on who I am now. So I'd say the biggest thing would be acceptance, and then allowing yourself to just relax and love yourself for who you are, and then you can change accordingly depending on what you want. But it's all from a place of love, not from a place of hate.
So my final question for Vicky today, obviously it's been an amazing interview, so thank you first of all, is if obviously you've talked about a lot of your experiences over the last few years, if somebody is watching this video now and is going through a similar thing, what advice would you give them?
I would say the main thing that I would give to anyone that is struggling with a disordered way of eating, or a disordered outlook on life, or an unhealthy relationship with food or exercise, is to get help and talk to someone. I don't mean that they have to go and see a therapist or anything like that, because can be quite daunting and not always an option. But just trying to confide in someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, someone that you feel's going along a similar sort of thing, or who's come out with that and you want some advice. I'd always talk to someone, and I'd also start writing things down. So why do you feel like that? Almost like a journal of feelings. And it won't be easy at all, because you won't accept that those feelings are real. But it's definitely something that once I started talking to people, it became a lot easier. And it's once I did that a lot of people started saying, well, we were worried about you, we weren't sure how we could help. But once I started talking to them, then they could help. So I'd say the biggest thing is to try and talk to someone and write stuff down, because once you acknowledge that there's an issue, then you can work on it. But if there's always a way up. So focus on that and find a reason to pull yourself out of it and get better.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That was lovely. So if anybody has any questions or anything like that, I will, if you can comment below, I'll also put all the links up to Vicky's website, so please go and have a look. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Bye.